Oh, you were supposed to do like the NPR. I was ready.
Well, we already did it, and it's too late now.
It is too late, I guess.
So, welcome to the show. If you're listening, this is the first time we've tried it.
Of course it is. It's always the first time.
If you're on Facebook, sorry for the false start. Hopefully that's working better. Somebody jump on and let us know if it is working better now.
Because I wasn't ever in a tin can. My microphone was on. I don't know what happened, but it was absolutely not my fault.
I know what it happened exactly, and it's what happens every time we come in here to record.
Yeah.
My children get off the bus here from school.
Yeah, and they just climb
in my office, and they destroy everything in their path.
Yeah, you're gonna really need to get a hold of that.
They mess with the levels, man.
You need to be here every single time they get off the bus.
Don't mess with my levels, man.
3:30 in the afternoon, you need to be here with a ruler so that you can smack their hands.
So hopefully Dirk or somebody comes back on here to let us know if it's working, because it still sounds weird in my headphones.
Oh, it doesn't sound weird in mine at all.
Well, that's good.
It sounds better than it did the last time.
Does Jerry still sound like he's underwater?
Who, me?
Yeah, that's what I'm being told, that you sound like you're underwater.
There's nothing that I have done different.
Can you turn up your thing a little?
Turn up my thing.
Yes, turn up your volume.
Why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't change anything on your vocal tone.
Yeah, because over there, you're not going all the way up and as high as I'm going.
There's nothing I can do about that.
You can turn up your volume.
It's all the way up.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it still Vic?
It's on all the way. It's up all the way. Yeah, not very high over there.
Okay. That's fine. Does that sound better, Vic?
I don't know. Muffled.
Muffalato.
I can check my audio settings.
Sorry, guys. I don't know. We're having some technical difficulties.
Nothing's changed over here
today, and I don't know what is causing those technical difficulties. That is the issue that we're having here.
Mine's the same over here. I don't know what it could be.
Time to share a mic and get close. Well, we're not going to do that. What do we do about this whole thing, Jerry?
But I have no idea, because nothing on my end is different at all. My input's the same. Nothing was wrong with my cords. No idea. I hope my mic isn't broken. Looks fine.
Okay, I'm going to try and restart it again, I guess.
Did this change it? No, it didn't.
Doesn't sound like Jerry's mic is even on. I'm going to have to stop the stream again until we figure out what is going on here. Wait a second. Let me try.
Phantom power's on. Levels at like a 10, 9, 8. Yeah, this over here is fine.
What about now?
What about now? Oh, there I am. Way up there.
Did that fix anything? Anybody?
Oh, I thought you stopped the...
I didn't stop the recording.
Oh, I stopped our recording. Because you said he stopped it.
All right, just stop it. That's fine. Whoa, worked. Whatever I did might have worked.
Whoa.
Okay, here's what we're going to do, people. You just got a little freebie, so we're just going to start the podcast over, leaving the live stream going.
Yeah.
So Jerry's going to play the music.
Yep. And...
Ready, go.
Not that one.
That's the Alex Talk music. Man, we are a jumbled mess tonight.
Okay, ready?
Snarf Talk, episode 162. If you're on the live
162,
stream, thank you for
hanging in,
thank you for humoring.
seeing the little behind the scenes,
Yeah.
the down and dirty work. What did you do? Actually?
If you're listening to the audio version of the podcast, you don't even know anything happened.
you don't know anything.
So all you people in India,
Yeah, South America, or something.
Uzbekistan, is that still one of the stands?
Of course, it's one of the stands.
Jerry sounds great, like I would have expected. No, I don't know. For some reason, my children come in here. They mess with all our levels.
But what was it specifically? Like just something inside the settings of this thing?
Something inside the settings of our live streaming software had switched the microphone array.
Wow.
I believe to like my computer's microphone,
Well, that's silly.
so they could hear me, but you were probably like an echo.
Yeah, it's like I was underwater or in a tin can. Even
That's what I've heard.
that's literally what
But
I've
thanks
heard.
for sticking with us. Actually, we have more people now. So obviously our
Perfect.
our terrible
It was overlooked.
incompetence or incontinence, either one.
I don't know about that.
Very close, those
Yeah.
two words.
I'll pee my pants if it's cool.
I'll shit them.
Of course you would. Yeah, I guess you could do that.
But anyway, we're back. Jerry's got all kinds of surprises in store for us. I don't know what's
do.
going on. He made me wear a blindfold while he carried something into the room.
I wanted you to be blindfelded.
Still?
Blindfeld.
Blindfeld. Dude, I think you just created. We
I
just
just-
created a spoof.
That's a whole new show.
Blindfeld.
Blindfeld. Wow. And I was going with like past tense of fold, feld.
Yeah, like a.
But
tree.
now it's all going to be blind
Blindfeld.
people that go to.
What's the deal with Braille?
Yeah. What's the deal with sight?
What's the deal with color?
I tell you, Jerry, I've got this cane and the roller doesn't work. I like that.
I mean, I think it's great. It could be a little short. We could do a TikTok series, Blindfeld.
Wait.
Let's do a TikTok series called Blindfeld.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. How do we do we'll have to figure out how Kramer works because he doesn't slide through the door. He'd have to
He
hit
just
the
runs
door
into it. Just smashes into the
every
door
time.
every time.
And then Jerry opens it for him.
But he's blind. Too. They're all blind.
They're all blind, but he knows
So
where
who-
his door is.
Who are you going to play in Blindfeld?
Probably Jerry.
Why do you get to be Jerry?
Because my name's
Just
Jerry.
because you share a name?
Yes, absolutely.
Who do I got to be then?
You're definitely what's his name? Shoot, why can't I think of his name? The mail carrier.
Newman?
Newman. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, you're only gonna be Newman.
I think you'd be a good George.
I could be a George.
You
yeah.
could be a George.
You're
you
right.
You can get irrationally angry over things.
Absolutely. I can. Yeah.
I don't feel like I'd be a good Jerry though either. I don't think either one of us would be a good Jerry.
I could be a Kramer or a George.
You'd be a good Kramer.
I could
You're
be
not-
a Jerry. I think I could be a Jerry.
I think that makes the most sense.
You have to be Elaine.
I could totally be Elaine.
You dance like her.
We just had a conversation about this the other day. How crazy is it? And
Oh, yes.
How crazy is it
I
that
forgot about this.
so you create one of the biggest Hannah, how did your son get run over on Halloween? I need to hear the story.
Wait, is Hannah on here?
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah. Continue.
Elaine, Julia Louis Dreyfus, correct?
Yes. Louis.
Louis Dreyfus is the company, one of the biggest grain and commodity shippers and processors in the world.
You know, I never even put that together until you texted it, and I was like,
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I've never even thought about it.
So she's the heiress of one of the heiresses of the Louis Dreyfus fortune.
Yeah, loaded.
Going back hundreds of years, they came from France. Her great grandfather
All
was
Francais.
one of the prime reasons why the French Revolution happened.
What?
Yeah, he was like,
You deep dove into the Louis Dreyfus.
I did.
Huh?
Yeah. It was called like the
Okay.
Dreyfus incident, and it involved they were Jewish
Mm-hmm.
in France, and he was like a military captain or major or some ranked officer, and they brought like false charges against him and imprisoned him, and then it was a big court case for like false imprisonment, and ended up was like the spark that started the French Revolution. That was her great great grandfather, and then they continued to build up the Louis Dreyfus company, which is a huge thing. But how crazy it is to start one of the biggest companies in the world.
Yeah.
$100 billion company, probably.
Yep.
Name it after yourself. And then 2 generations later, the most notable thing about your name is a comedic actress.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
From like 2 shows that people remember, Seinfeld and Veep.
And The New Adventures of Old Christine.
Do people remember that?
Yeah, for sure. That was a huge hit.
I didn't remember that.
I didn't remember Veep until you just said it.
Oh. Well, there you go. So 2.5, let's say.
Men.
Yes. But it is insane that it's one lady now that you know that name of. And I guarantee you the majority of people that know her have no idea about that company.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. That's unbelievable.
And the place where I saw the majority of my grain, CHS in Morris, used to be Louis Dreyfus. It still says Louis Dreyfus on the top of their grain leg.
Yeah, because they can't reach it.
It's too high.
It is. That's what the Louis Dreyfuses have done.
Yeah, I got to get
reached too high.
They reached for the stars,
and then they fell.
No, they didn't. That's the
thing.
They
absolutely fell and crumbled.
Danny says no. Jerry cannot be Kramer.
Why?
Not tall enough, I guess.
Jerry. Chris. I can eat your food, run into the door, shake a lot. I could do all that.
Yell racial slurs on stage.
Yes.
Get canceled.
Smoke cigars until I turn brown. Put a hot tub in my apartment.
Put butter all over yourself and sunbathe in it.
Have my own movie hotline where you call and find out the times of movies. I can do that. Remember when that was a thing?
Danny said, WTF, we locked Dreyfus Grain. Yeah, that's her family. That's Julia Louis Dreyfus's family.
I know. Insane.
I know.
I could also that's what I was gonna say. Do you remember doing that? Calling the movie theater to find out the times of movies?
All the time.
Isn't it crazy that it's just not a thing anymore, that everybody forgot was a thing?
Yeah, that was a huge thing, but
it was so fun.
Well, you want to know what I did even more? This is just going to show my age. You have no idea what time it is. What do?
You call the time and temp.
You call time and temp.
Yeah.
In Morris.
I forgot about
that
bank,
too. Grundy Bank.
Yep.
You called time and temp. Called it all the time. Probably.
Just for the hell of it?
No, just find out what time
it
was.
I really need to know the time because I don't have a watch.
I never had a watch.
You weren't in a vehicle ever?
Never owned one.
That's
before cell phones, I just didn't know what time it was unless I called time and temp.
Right. Or studied the sun.
And no idea what the temperature was.
If you put your hand up like this is about an hour. 2 fingers is like a half hour, something like that.
Jerry, you are failing me. I feel so cheated. Let down.
What? Who said that? I didn't know. I didn't even think of it. Literally never thought of it. And that's the point we were making, is that nobody gives a crap about what the Louis Dreyfus name was except for Julia Louise Dreyfus. And she's a stunner.
Yes. I also got that from the TikTok
beautiful.
I sent you. I'm like, yeah, you never think about her being good looking because she's a comedic actress.
Right.
But she's very good
Very
looking.
attractive. Very attractive.
Danny said Chris as in Wayno? What does that mean?
It's his middle name is Wayne, and he calls him Wayno.
Whose middle name?
Chris.
Oh.
Another guy that we work with.
Erica said $49.68 billion in net sales for the Louis Dreyfus Company. That's a pretty big company.
Seems a little down.
It probably is down a little bit.
I'm sure it is. That's that's some good sales. Yeah, if I was gonna make a business, I'd be like, ooh, 46 billion.
That's just net sales. I mean, that's
all right.
We don't know what their assets are, liabilities.
I don't know what
spreadsheets.
I bet you their liabilities are just through the roof on their spreadsheets.
Nolan said, "Have Jerry say these pretzels are making me thirsty."
Yes, these pretzels are making me thirsty. Huh?
What, is that from Movie Phone?
No, it's from Seinfeld. That's what. Kramer has to do it for a skit or something. I don't know. Tell us, Nolan. But I remember Kramer had to do it for something he was trying out for a show, I believe, because he was an actor.
Oh, I forgot about that.
How? It's like one of the main plots all the time. He always was trying to go get movie or like get on TV shows.
I don't remember that at all.
Remember when he was applying for a TV show and he always had his buddy with him that was like smaller, a small man?
I do remember that, yeah. Man, I need to rewatch.
And they used
Seinfeld.
they got into a big fight while they were auditioning. It was awesome.
Need to rewatch that.
Yeah.
Or I could just skip it and rewatch Blindfeld, which is going to be a shot-for-shot remake
of every single
episode of Seinfeld, but with us playing the characters and blind.
Yeah,
can
and completely
you play
blind.
a blind person?
Why can't we?
I don't know. Is it ableist? That's a thing now.
I mean, it's not a thing if you don't acknowledge it.
How about this? I got a better idea.
Quit being like that.
We don't have to be like that because we can just wear blindfolds, and then we're not pretending to be blind. We're just blindfolded. We're blindfeld.
I think that's even funnier. That's even funnier because you're blindfolded.
You're blindfeld. And that's the name of the show.
It's so funny.
It works on two layers.
I mean, yes. That's exactly what we're doing. I think that is a better idea than actually being blind. Because you have the ability to take that off, and yet they just don't.
Right.
Because they don't want to see this world the way it is.
No.
It's dark, depressing.
So we need to fill out this cast of characters.
Yeah, we're going to have to do that.
So we definitely need a George.
I thought you said I had to be George.
No, I guess you're going to be Kramer.
Okay.
Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Don't admit you think Julia Dreyfus is hotter than your wife. You're on air. I mean, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is pretty smoking hot. You can say that about celebrity people.
You can say that about anything because if you notice somebody else is attractive, that doesn't take away from anybody else being attractive.
That's true, because I'm still hot as a mother, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean.
I don't.
Oh.
So can we fill out this cast of characters from the Snarf Talk universe?
Yeah, David's Newman, for sure. What else is he going to be?
No way he'll do that.
Then he's the soup Nazi.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
He could do that.
I think he absolutely could do that. And he's in multiple different shows. We do have to bring in, you probably don't remember because your age, the Maestro.
The Maestro, yeah.
And he wants to be called Maestro all the time. That's a great one. We have to bring that in too. But, I mean, Erica would have to be Julia Louis-Dreyfus, right?
Oh, Kelly.
Elaine.
Kelly's with us. She could do it.
Kelly who? Oh, Kelly could be Elaine if you wanted to be.
Can you dance like the witchy woman dance?
She could definitely dance like that. I've seen her dance like that not even on accident. It's on purpose.
I saw a TikTok today, actually, of Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Katie Couric doing the Elaine dance on like Good Morning America or some whatever stupid.
The Katie Couric show.
This is like from 20 years ago.
I'm pretty sure she had that show.
The stuff that comes up on TikTok.
It's so random.
It is random, and it's. Have you noticed that it's getting worse? Like it's not getting as entertaining as it used to be.
Yes, I have noticed that. It's becoming less original.
Yeah, just more swiping past stuff now.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that where you're seeing like little bits of old TV shows rather than people being original. And I like original content.
Dirk said, I want to be George's dad, and absolutely.
Yes.
That would be perfect. You know, honestly, I have a Festivus poll.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
For the rest of us?
I have an actual one. I bought it on FestivusPolls.com.
Yeah. Well, then we have to have that involved. One of my favorite episodes. One of my favorite episodes is when this is early on. This is like season 1 or 2. It might be 2, where Jerry goes to this like laundromat place that he always goes to, and he thinks the guy that's running the store stole money from him out of his pocket because he put it in the washer, then he put it in the dryer. But when you get it, they get it out of the dryer and fold it for you. And when he got his clothes back, he knew he left money in one of his pants. Then he gets them back, no money there. So he's super mad about it. Well, Kramer decides to get back at him, and he brings sacks of concrete into
I do remember that one, yeah.
The place and dumps them into the washer. But he obviously has a really hard time doing that. It's just like all physical comedy, and it's some of the funniest crap ever. And I love that episode.
And it's a horrible crime, too.
Oh, yes. It's terrible. Like, you're literally destroying his entire business. And it was over like $5 or something like that. And everybody's just like,
laugh, laugh, laugh.
Yeah.
That poor fluff and folder.
They did an entire fluff and folder. Is that what that's called?
Yeah. Fluff and fold.
I didn't know that. It could be what it was called in the show. They did an entire episode of being lost in a parking garage. Just walking around a parking garage looking for their car.
Brilliant.
And somebody was carrying a box the entire time. I don't know. It's a good episode. I think it's genius.
Oh, man.
If you think about any sitcoms after that, they're all the same as Seinfeld. I mean, you got Friends.
Friends wasn't the same as Seinfeld. Plus, they're about the same time frame. They weren't. That wasn't after.
It's
Seinfeld.
styled like the exact same way. It's friends that come over to an apartment building and they hang out in this room, and then they might go to a coffee shop instead of the diner that they normally go to.
Listen,
it's styled exactly.
There's
the same.
couple similarities, but there's very little similarity between Friends and Seinfeld. Seinfeld was a comedy show about nothing.
That's what Friends is as well.
No,
it's
Friends had a narrative, and it had drama and bullshit, and it had ongoing storylines of like Ross and Rachel and this and that.
Okay,
by the way,
you can change certain things, but the basis of the show is styled the same way as Seinfeld.
Danny said Chris is right.
I don't care what Danny says. Danny's fired.
I'm telling you, they're not the same. And B, recently I went back and saw, or I don't remember where I saw them, but I saw a couple episodes of Friends. Mm-hmm. What a garbage show that
It's
was.
Not good.
It is not good at all.
I've never really been a huge fan. I was more of a fan when I was younger, or I could watch it. But now, I don't think it's funny.
Now it's good. Cringy to even watch it.
Yeah, but that was the time, I guess.
I mean, I did watch it at the time because I was of that age.
Yeah.
You know, that it was popular.
What about Everybody Loves Raymond? Did you watch that show?
Yeah, I did watch that show, Jamie.
It's terrible. That's a terrible.
That doesn't sound like Raymond?
No. Doesn't sound like Raymond at all.
Oh.
I mean, you have the somewhat of a tone of his, but no, that's not. That's not Raymond.
Raymond Ray Romano was supposed to be Joe Rogan's character on news radio.
He was?
He got cast. He was it. He did the pilot, I believe, and he got fired from the show or quit. One of the two. I don't
Drugs?
know. Probably prostitutes. Maybe.
Too much salami in his dressing room?
I don't know what happened. He either got fired or he quit, one of the two, and ended up Joe Rogan got the part after that, and he went on to make Everybody Loves Raymond one of the biggest sitcoms of all time.
Which is incredible
Which
for him.
probably gets millions of dollars of residuals a year.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
I never really was a big, I didn't watch that show a lot.
I got into that show a hell of a lot more than I ever did Friends. Just because it would come on at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night on channel 50 or 26. I think it was 50.
So you watched reruns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I watched the real, like, when it was on as well. But after high school, I mean, I'd just be, like, flipping through the channels, like, with an antenna, just an antenna. And that would always come up. There was, like, a specific run of shows. I think it was Friends first. Then it was Everybody Loves Raymond. Then it was, like, a Will and Grace or something like that. I think Frasier was in there, too.
Must-see TV.
And I used to watch. No, this is all just revolving old shows.
Yeah, okay. Frasier's
great.
One of the best shows ever.
That is a really good show.
They don't make. Do they still make? Oh, they do have some sitcoms still.
And that's a show that I didn't enjoy as much when I was a kid, but love it way more as an adult. And my mom used to watch it all the time, and I never understood why. Now I get it.
Oh, I loved it as a kid.
It's crazy.
And
I would watch it.
It should have went way over my head, but I loved it for some reason.
And it did me because I was,
What?
slow.
Dumb?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
David said, I've seen every episode of Raymond several times.
Yeah, he's a big.
Danny said, ask Jerry about Wayno's TikTok.
I mean, the guy has a TikTok. I don't
good?
know about a specific one that he's done that I can remember offhand. There's been a couple people that have made TikToks about him. I can't say the word.
You should follow us on TikTok because it's great.
Yes, absolutely. Everybody should follow us on TikTok. We haven't made one in a while. The last one was, on Tuesday. Oh, bringing us to the end of Sober October. We finished the day was done on Halloween, because that is the last day of the month of October.
Yeah.
Turns out. We walked around on Halloween, never had a drink. The very next day, what did we do, Chris?
We went to get margaritas.
On
just like we said.
November 1.
Uno. All Saints Day.
We did. Me, you, dude, and Marley went and got margaritas at El Patron.
El Patron.
El Patron.
Snarf recommends. It's a good place.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Food's great. Waitress was wonderful.
Oh, she was great.
She was a wonderful lady. Wanted to give her a hug.
It said right on the menu, if you pay cash, you get a discount. And then we paid cash to get the discount. Yep. And when we said it to the lady, we're like, hey, do we get the cash discount? And she just laughed at us and said, no comprende inglés, and walked away.
And walked away and laughed.
And never came back.
And I was like, that's pretty good, but...
we all just let it go because we're like, that was really funny.
That was funny. And she walked away, but it was no joke, not a discount.
No.
Nope, you just paid your money. I needed that cash.
I felt terrible after drinking those margaritas.
I had
and it continued for an entire day of worthlessness that I wasted a whole day of my life.
It really affected you.
It did.
It really, really affected you. It didn't. It made me tired. I was tired all day.
Well, I didn't sleep at all. After we drank those, we came home, went to bed.
See, I slept like a rock because of the alcohol.
I just laid in bed.
But to be fair,
sweating.
We did not drink that much.
No. We had 2 pitchers of margaritas between 4 people.
And they're like the regular pitchers you get like Coke in,
I think it was maybe
at any restaurant.
3 margaritas each.
I think I had 3.
The small ones?
Yep. And wasn't drunk by any means. Went home, slept just fine. I did wake up earlier than normal. I woke up before my alarm. I was a little bit anxious, very anxious in the morning, and I had a terrible headache.
That's what happened to me. I didn't sleep at all last night. I was just awake and anxious, and it was awful.
Yeah. Snarf does not recommend.
Snarf does not recommend.
Turns out we're turning a new leaf.
I think we're going back to Sober October.
Because as you see, I'm drinking water. I don't have anything special here.
Diet Pepsi.
Chris downed his
cherry Pepsi.
Carcinogens.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to continue it.
Yeah. I don't have any problem with it at all. I have no inkling to drink whatsoever. And normally I would, especially on a night that we recorded. Obviously, people have seen. I would partake in some beverages as you would on the show. It felt like normal for me to do that. But anymore, now after that, just 1 month, I don't care. There's no need. I used to you base fun in that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to base my fun in that.
By the way, Dirk texted me yesterday and wanted us to record tomorrow night because he was going to be nearby and he was going to stop by. But we can't. We couldn't do it.
Tomorrow night we can't. No, I'm busy.
Are you going to the football game?
Should I?
I think I'm going to go. They're in the Sweet 16 or something.
Is it at home?
It's at home.
Yeah, they're playing the recent state champions, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Byron.
I don't know, but I think I'm going to go.
So, okay. If you go, let me know. I'll go. I'll take all the boys.
All right. Perfect.
Because they love it. They love going to football games. It is fun.
Margaritas?
Yeah, we'll bring it with. Just hide them.
I got a 12-volt blender.
You do? What do we need a blender for?
To blend them. We can blend in the stands.
Why do we need a... I like it on the rocks.
Oh, yeah, me too. I guess you don't need a blender, do you?
No. That's why I wondered, why are you bringing the blender?
So I'll bring one of those old-school Gatorade coolers.
Yep.
Full.
And we'll be blindfolded, and it'll be a blindfold episode.
Nice.
Drinking margaritas in the stands.
In the stands.
I think at a high school football
game. At a high school football game. Man, that's going to be great.
That we have absolutely no relation to anybody on the field or any reason to be there whatsoever.
I haven't been to a high school football game since I graduated high school.
I just went to one 3 weeks ago because Grady was announced at halftime because of his flag football stuff that he did.
Nice.
So that was cool, but that was the first one I've been to in years. Probably 15 years, 16 years at least.
How was it? Did you feel like a legacy? Did you stand in the end zone?
No, I never went down there.
That's what
It was fun though. It was fun to watch.
Dude.
And you stare. You have the camera down below you.
Did you have that when you're in high school? You got always got voted most likely to be a legacy. It was
no, I don't remember that.
I think it was meant at one point to be a compliment, but by the time we were doing it, it was like an insult.
Oh, coming back because you've done nothing else in your life.
Yes.
I get it. So you got that?
No, I didn't get it.
Oh.
I got Most Likely to Be Famous.
Pretty sure I just got like Class Clown. Something like that. I didn't get any recognition whatsoever. Like that guy, he doesn't deserve any yearbook recognition besides he made us laugh in class.
I didn't get Most Likely to Be Famous. I just made that up. I don't think that's a thing.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
Absolutely.
Oh.
It's like a real thing. And people really get famous from that. Okay? Take it seriously.
Anyway, I want to go back to the sitcom conversation because I want to know, first of all, have we ever ranked the best sitcoms of all time?
Yes.
We have? Sitcoms specifically?
Yep.
Damn. That would be a good one.
It is a good one.
We should go listen to that episode back.
It's an early one. It's like in the 20s.
All right.
We could redo it.
I was going to say they don't really make sitcoms anymore, but then I realized that
what is a situational comedy in today's day and age?
Well, situational comedy is different than a sitcom. A sitcom's a 3-camera or whatever in front of a live studio audience.
Situational comedy.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's literally what it is.
Okay. Well, anyway, point being, a sitcom is typically 3-camera in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah.
On a soundstage.
Okay, so it's not like recorded.
Not like The Office.
Right.
That's called a single camera, or like Modern Family. It's shot like a normal TV show. It just happens to be a comedy. But then I remembered, Big Bang Theory was a sitcom, and it was huge. And
but that's over with now, too.
But the other Chuck Lorre shows, like Mom.
Is that still going?
I think so. That was a big hit. I never really watched it.
Never watched that at all. I don't know if there's much on primetime TV that I watch anymore at all.
Do you even have primetime TV?
Yeah, I've got YouTube TV, and that's got 2579.
Best TV sitcoms of 2022. Number 1 is called Ghosts.
I've heard of Ghosts,
but I don't think that's in front of a live studio audience, is it?
Well,
I haven't seen it.
Listen, are you calling them a liar?
Number 2 is Abbott Elementary.
Never heard of it ever.
I've heard some stuff about that show. I've heard that some people say it was good, and I've heard a lot of people say it's like woke trash.
Is it related to Jim Abbott?
Yep.
He was a White Sox pitcher and the Angels pitcher.
One armed.
One arm. Lefty.
This is a new one that's coming out that I do want to see. It's called Blockbuster. And
isn't
Randall Park is in it?
Randall Park, yeah, that's the one.
But none of these are in front of live studio audiences, I don't think.
So it doesn't count.
I don't think so.
So like what was it called? Superstore or
Oh, I loved that show. Superstore?
Yeah.
That was single camera.
Oh. So that doesn't count.
That was an underrated show.
It's a pretty good show.
The Neighborhood? Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Bob Hart's Abishola? I've heard of it, but I've never
heard of her.
I think that's a spin-off of like
Gandhi?
Kevin Can't Wait, or what's the one where he's in New Jersey? All of them?
Can't Hardly Wait?
Yep, that's the one.
That's what I thought. Everyone Hates Chris?
Yep. Number 5 is Grace and Frankie. Number 6 is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Grace and Frankie is a Netflix show. Oh, It's Always Sunny is number 6?
But none of these are sitcoms.
That's dumb.
How I Met Your Father is probably a sitcom.
Probably. Do people watch that?
I hope not.
I don't know. I don't know any of those.
Does anybody listening watch any sitcoms? I would like to know.
Yeah. Does anybody watch normal TV like we used to?
Very rarely. Now I do.
You get done watching
in my new house. I finally have DirecTV back. Like there's no tree that blocks the dish for 9 months out of the year.
You don't need a dish.
Well, I don't. Okay.
I've been trying to tell you to get away from dish for years.
Here's what happened.
You're addicted.
Like a month before I moved in the house, I called DirecTV and complained about something, and they gave me like $100 off a month for a year.
They roped you in.
So I'm like, okay, I'll just keep it for one more year.
But now you're going to forget. You're going to forget at the year mark, and you're going to pay an extraordinary amount of money for something you barely use.
Once that's done, I'm done, and I'm either going to get Hulu Live or YouTube Live. You tell me which one.
So my personal favorite was YouTube TV. I had Hulu Live. My only issue with Hulu Live was that And I still have Hulu. I still have like the normal like $5 or $6 one with the ads. But
it's $8 now.
Is it that much? $7.99?
I mean, I get the package deal with Disney Plus.
Yeah. Anyway, I still have that, but anytime I had Hulu Live, everything would freeze. And I thought for a while it was my internet. Like I thought the internet was messing up, or I thought too many people were streaming, or something was going on. But like baseball games would freeze, regular TV would freeze, and then it'd just like stay there, and audio would come back on, but the screen would be frozen. And I was like, what the heck? I'd get out of it. I'd try to get back in it, and that one channel would just be blacked out, and then you could watch something else. But that's not what I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch that show.
That's infuriating.
So I put up with that for like a year. I ended up getting rid of it, and then I found out about YouTube TV, so I tried that. It was priced exactly the same, and I've never, ever ran into any of that. It's never froze.
That's the one you still have.
It doesn't buffer. Yeah, I still have it. And I love it. It's got, I watch the Bulls, I watch the White Sox, and I watch the Bears for sports. It has all of their games all the time. Like all of that stuff's on there. It has every regular channel you want. I'm obsessed with Dateline.
That is terrible.
It's not. It's awesome. And I was actually going to make a TikTok. This is behind the scenes for all of our viewers, but I was going to make a TikTok explaining how at 35 I now basically can only fall asleep if Dateline is on.
I mean, my wife is younger than you,
Keith Morrison,
and she's been watching Dateline for 10 years.
Keith Morrison with his like sultry tone, just talking to me about.
Is that Van Morrison's son?
Probably. Peggy had to murder her husband, and then bam, something like that said. I'm fast asleep, like a baby.
That's not.
I love Dateline.
In my wheelhouse. But Craig did say I go to sleep to sitcoms because I don't care what happens. I have done that too. I've turned on like Seinfeld or stuff like that.
Yep. Oh yeah, all the time.
But Courtney said The Connors, so that's a sitcom, and that is true.
That's over with now, though, right?
I don't know. I refuse to watch it ever since they kicked Roseanne off.
I know.
Terrible.
That's really silly. Didn't they like kill her?
They basically poisoned her slowly with arsenic.
In real life.
Mm-hmm.
That is a thing you could do. You just put it on people's genes.
Do you know that she got hit by a car when she was a teenager? And
I think you've told us this before.
Yeah, I think I have too. Before that,
I don't remember.
She was just like a normal person. Then she got hit by the car, and then she became like a comic, like she
belligerent.
Yeah,
the belligerent comic, and
I think she's fun to listen to, though.
She is fun at times.
Sometimes
I don't know when the last time.
Ridiculous. She was on Rogan within the last year or so.
She was.
Not the time right after she got canceled. She's been on it since then.
Oh, okay.
And I think. And it's just ridiculous. It's just, she's a ridiculous person.
Mm-hmm.
She has no idea what's going on.
Really? So she's like out of touch with everything? You think?
She just seems really dumb.
Nope. She's really in touch. She's just real dumb. She just doesn't understand.
Courtney said it's still on. The Connors.
It's still on. Huh.
Why? I do love, what's his name? Dan Connor. John Goodman.
John Goodman, yeah.
So, I mean.
John Goodman is an incredible actor.
Perfect in everything. It makes me want to watch the show because he's on it, but I can't. I have to refuse.
You have to refuse. That's silly.
It was a really dumb reason why she got kicked off that show. Super dumb reason.
I know, but now you feel like an activist to me. What are you saving? Who are you? Really getting? You sticking it to the man with that one?
That's a good point. You're making a good point.
You think the Connors or any of the ratings give a shit about Chris Harford not watching?
He married Peggy Bundy. Who married Peggy Bundy?
Well, Al Bundy.
Did Dan Connor marry Peggy
Bundy? He got remarried on the show? Now you can't watch it.
That would be hilarious if they brought in actually Peggy Bundy. I'm assuming he means the actress.
The actress,
but wouldn't it be hilarious if they actually brought in
Peggy Bundy? Yeah, that would be really good. And crossed platforms.
Oh, yeah.
Cross streams. You can't do that.
Because Al Bundy, I mean, he's still a super famous, relevant actor. He was just in
He's
Modern Family.
Yeah, and he was married to that smoke show of Colombian?
She was Colombian.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That was a good show. That was a funny show. The only thing that would catch me off guard with Modern Family is like how crazy out of touch it was because they were like obscenely wealthy.
They were very, very rich.
But still.
Whatever. I didn't watch much of it.
Oh, I watched a lot of it. I mean, when we get to what we're watching, I'm going to talk about another show by the same...
Which we have to do tonight because we've got stuff to cover.
Yeah. So we should probably get rolling.
We should, probably. I want to do the surprise. I want everybody to see... While people are on here, I want you guys to see my surprise. It's to you.
Oh, a gift?
I mean, it's really for all of us, but I'm giving it to you.
I feel like you already given me the best gift you can give me, Jerry.
What's that?
The inspiration for Blindfeld.
Yeah, and that was a complete accident. Okay, I'm
really
gonna go get it.
That, by the way.
Oh,
We're just gonna do like little shorts.
I'm gonna go get it. You can't look, but you also have to keep talking.
Wait, I thought you already brought it in. That's why I closed my eyes earlier.
I did, but I don't want you to see it before I like sit back down.
Okay.
Because I have to plug it in.
This thing requires power?
Yeah, and it's got a remote.
Well, I can see the remote.
Well, you can see the remote, but you can't see what it is.
Okay, go get it.
Okay. All right, hang on.
Tell me when I need to blindfold myself. What's the deal with blindfolds? Okay. Covering my eyes.
Hurry.
The surprise is coming. Jerry is unboxing it. I can hear it. I can see it because I'm looking.
It's below the table.
It's below the table. I can look now?
You can kind of look, yeah.
I'm pretty excited about this. I'm not going to lie.
You should. Because it's going to be sweet. Hanging in our studio.
Oh, it's a decoration.
It's a decoration.
That plugs in.
Yeah, and has a remote.
And has a remote.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah, I want to see this. Let's go. Holy smokes. That's amazing. Where did you get that?
Custom neons, man. And it's got a remote, so you can do like different modes with it, so it'll like flash.
That's so cool. Where do you find something like that? Now I want to get everything done into a custom neon sign. So
there it goes.
If you're just listening, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see it. Go to our Facebook. Wow, that is aggressive.
It is, but you can slow it down.
Nice. Jerry has gotten a custom neon Snarf Talk sign for our studio. That's awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
Pop that thing on when we're like, you know how some places have the live on air sign?
Yeah.
That's like our live on air sign. In fact, we should get a live on air sign to go like underneath it. I don't know, but you can see it pretty good in the background. It kind of gives you a little backlighting, but that's okay.
Yeah. You can change like the percentage of like light that comes off of it.
That's awesome. What do you guys think about that?
I thought it was pretty sweet.
That's amazing.
So that's what I was telling you earlier is that there's like brackets and wire that you can hang it from whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Where are we gonna put it where are we gonna put it?
I have no idea.
Right there.
Somewhere, yeah. We'll have to put it. Yeah.
Maybe we need to reconfigure our studio so we can get some stuff in the background of us rather than like my disgustingly messy desk and a kitchen and a coffee maker.
The kitchen's nice if you just put some. You should put a picture on the door.
Yeah. Oh, Mandy's with us. That is awesome. That is super cool.
Yeah.
What's something like that cost?
I'm not going to tell you on air. It was enough.
I want to get an iTrees one now too.
But they have so many different options that you can do. Like with the, I don't know. All I did was take a picture of my T-shirt and sent it in for the logo and told them, like, I want Snarf in red and Talk in blue and the goat white. They're like, okay.
Really?
Yeah. And then they sent the logo back to me to approve. I was like, yeah, that's exactly what I want. And then they made it.
Yeah, it's pretty close. They did a good job.
Yeah, I think it's pretty neat. It's like plastic. It's not glass. I was envisioning like the old school bar signs that are like glass and with like actual neon inside of them.
Right. That's probably LED.
And that's exactly what it is. But
whatever.
Yeah. When I opened it up, I was like, oh, it's not glass. And then I realized it had a remote, and then I turned it on and was playing with it. I'm like,
you realized it didn't cost $5,000.
Yeah. I was like, this is pretty much worth it. Yeah.
Craig said, I think you should put it in between you two and turn off the lights. It looks like a lightsaber while you talk.
That is pretty cool because it is red and blue.
We'll do a Patreon exclusive that's Snarf After Dark, and we'll just have the glow of the neon.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that. Snarf Talk After Dark. We have, I did C2E2 After Dark. If you guys haven't ever watched the YouTube video that I put out of C2E2, the very end of the video.
Oh, yeah.
It's gold, man.
It's gold, Jerry.
It was gold. I had to cut you off, though.
It's gold, Jerry.
Oh,
get it?
Oh, Blindfeld. That was a Blindfeld thing. That's
it's
great.
Gold, Jerry. I don't know what gold is.
I've heard gold is really nice.
If it's a color, I don't know.
What's the deal with color? I don't
know. Vic says, I wish I could afford your Patreon. Good news for you. It's $1.
Yeah.
And we haven't charged
$1 you could even do $5, and then you really get all of the content that we put on there.
Yeah, it's really $5. But we also have said many times that we're not charging this year. So if you join, you will have to pay the first month. But then now I guess it's only one more month. But 2022. Now there is a couple times. I know if you're a Patreon listener, I screwed up and I forgot to pause the billing.
Sorry.
But most of the time I remember.
But you remember.
But I have to cancel my OF subscription to Jerry's page. What's that mean?
OnlyFans.
Oh. Are you doing that?
I got a little side gig. It's all about my pinky toe.
I was going to say feet.
Yeah.
Right?
It's definitely feet.
We should do Blindfeld on OnlyFans.
So OnlyFans was like promoted as like a Patreon, like an exclusive content.
I think it still is.
Is it?
Yeah, I think there's more.
It's got a really negative rap.
Does it?
It's got like a bad rap.
I've never seen it before.
I don't know. So. I don't know if. A lot of people probably don't give it a bad rap and really enjoy the content that they find on there.
I think there's more than just adult content on there, though.
I think so. I'm just saying that the idea of OnlyFans is based around adult content.
I don't think it was originally, though.
No, it was not. I'm saying it is now, and that's what a lot of people think of it. But mine's not adult content. It's just has to do with a lot of honey and feet.
You just do close up of the this little piggy went to the market. This little piggy went.
No, I take care of my beehives and I scrape honey off with just my feet.
Interesting.
There's a niche.
How much money do you make on that?
About $100K
a month.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
It's okay. It's passing the time. People really make that money on.
Oh, people.
They make more money.
Way more than that. Yeah.
Isn't that insane? Just from people giving them like $15 at a time.
That I seen an article that Cash Me Outside girl from Dr. Phil.
Oh yeah, Bad
Baby
Bobby.
I don't know what it is, but
put another.
She makes like $100 million a year.
Bobby on the Bobby.
She makes like $100 million a year.
What?
On OnlyFans, yeah.
That's silly. That is silliness. It makes no sense to me on why people would pay her for anything.
I don't know. She's a rapper, right?
She claims.
$50 million she's made on it. So I was off by a little. I was off by a lot.
Either way, $50 million she's made off of that website.
It's crazy.
You think she does her own taxes?
I'm sure she's got a guy.
I always wonder about that. I really do. I think about people's taxes.
People
they make so much money. Oh, all of them do.
Nicolas Cage?
They all get into tax problems because they don't pay attention.
To jail.
He did for a long time.
Yeah.
For tax evasion. He just wouldn't pay it at all.
Yeah.
And then there was so much built up that he couldn't do it, and it bankrupted him, and then he went to jail.
Yeah.
Wow, what a loser. Right? Right, Chris? A loser.
Well, anyway, I don't want to overshadow the amazing neon sign that you got because that is pretty incredible. That's
I thought it'd be a good addition.
It's a great addition.
Yeah.
And we're also thinking about moving our studio. We don't know yet.
Oh, I've already made up my mind. We're moving.
We're moving.
Right into your living room.
I mean, we'd be able to accessorize and decorate a little better.
I think so, yeah. We'd make it homier.
I have the perfect room for it in my new house. The problem is it's literally right underneath my bedroom.
We just have to put the eggshell
and I don't know that Marley will enjoy going to bed at night and listening to us blather on.
Well, what we're going to have to do
about Blindfeld.
We have to test it. We'll have to test it out, sit down, have a big conversation, have her sit up there and listen to us, see if she can hear it. Then we'll have to test it with some of that egg crate foam on the ceiling.
Yeah. Scott said, how do I watch this from the beginning, or do I have to wait until you're done?
While it's live, I think you have to wait, or you can just drag the little cursor.
I don't think you can. I think you got to wait till it's done.
I'm sorry.
And then it will load the video, and you can watch the whole thing.
Yeah, and now Vic's back to asking about getting hit by cars.
I don't think that's an appropriate conversation for a live message.
Oh, no, I don't think so either.
It's not my business.
No, I don't know why he thinks it's his.
By the way, Halloween, we can comment on that.
Can we? What about it?
I don't know. It was a great little time.
Oh,
the weather was nice.
I always think it's wonderful.
Mazan is just such a welcoming little fun town.
I love Halloween in Mazan. I think it's wonderful. Walking around,
talking to people,
hanging out, letting your kids run on muck.
It was phenomenal.
It is. Then we have chili. There's free hot dogs at the American Legion.
What were your kids for?
Grady was the kid in a blow-up costume. He was the kid being abducted by an alien.
Nice, yeah. I forgot about that.
And then Grant, he forgot his mask at school from the school thing that he did, but it was like a Grim Reaper, basically. It was just a black cloak, and it covered his whole face with
How
a
did
hood.
he land on Grim Reaper?
He just grabbed it. He loved it. And I was like,
that's not like in the zeitgeist of kids.
He liked it.
He just saw it at the store.
Yes.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like he was wanting to be that. We went to a costume shop.
Spirit.
We did Spirit Halloween and Party City. Spirit's better. Got way more stuff. And he saw it there, wanted to have it. I was like, whatever, you can have it. And then Graham was a police officer.
Nice.
He also left his hat at Grandma's house, but he had the rest of it. He had a baton. The first day that we got that uniform made all of it worth it because we got it, brought it home. He put it on immediately. I helped him. And then he's like, Dad, I'm pretty sure it's my shift. I got to go stand out in front of the house, guard it. I said, okay, go ahead. So he walked out the front door, and he just stood on the front porch with his baton.
For how long?
A while. Like, he was outside for a while, just looking around, slapping his baton on his hand. And then he came back in. He said, I'm done. Took it all off and sat down on the couch. I was like, that's
awesome.
Yeah. He took it very serious. He wasn't, like, joking or smiling. He's like, I have to go to work.
Yeah, I got stuff to do.
Yeah. He was great. Now he wants to be a cop.
Nice.
So
it's a good job.
It is.
Cash was the Mandalorian.
Yep. And with he had his accessories. Grogu was with him.
Yeah. He had that. Sky was Spider Gwen.
My favorite.
Or Ghost Spider. And man, she was really into it. Anytime a picture was taken, she was in like the squatted down pose.
Was she?
With the hands like. Or sometimes she'd have the one hand down, the one hand up. I don't even know where she saw it all. Saw it. She watches. They watch Spidey and Amazing Friends, so she's probably saw it in there. And then
Graham watches
Jet was Spider-Man as well. Miles Morales. Spider-Man.
Yep, he was good at it. He was
doing the same thing.
Yeah.
He was running around. He kept the mask on.
He kept the mask on for the majority of the night, which I thought was insane.
Yeah, and he'd had it on a bunch throughout the entire day too.
That's crazy. And then there were so many kids that just took all their costumes off. Grant ended up taking his costume off because somebody spilt pop on him while they were walking, so he just took his costume off. And it irrationally bugged the hell out of me because I was like, you can't
do
go to someone's house now in regular clothes and ask for candy? Who are you? Like, I wouldn't give you candy. You're not dressed up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people are that discerning.
Piss me off. I tell you what. I took his candy away from him.
Elena said, Graham did try to arrest me during the class party.
Listen, what were you doing wrong? Okay?
Loitering.
Yeah. He knows the book.
Loitering.
And you weren't going by the book.
Loitering and. Was that what it was?
Littering and.
Littering and.
Yeah.
Littering.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Man, that is such a great movie.
It really is. The first one. Have you seen the second one?
Yes. It's not as good.
Super Troopers we're talking about.
Super Troopers, I snuck into. It was before I was able to go to rated R movies, but I was close.
What?
I was maybe 16. Yeah.
No way. It came out after that, right?
When did Super Troopers come out?
Because I'm pretty sure it came out like while I was deployed.
2001.
Whoa. I was a freshman.
January 2001, so I would have been
26.
almost 17, but a month away or so.
Off.
So we snuck into it at the Morris Theater, like bought a ticket for something else, went into that. Never heard of the movie. None of us had ever heard of it.
Really?
No, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah,
it was
no,
an
I
indie
did.
movie at the time.
Yep.
And it was unbelievable.
Yeah. That was like one of the best experiences you've had to have had. At a movie theater.
Absolutely, because it was so shocking how, you don't know what it is, and then it turns out to be probably one of the greatest comedies of all time.
Yes. It's absolutely hilarious. Oh, what's that restaurant we always used to go to? Shenanigans. Remember that part?
The one with all the shit all over the walls?
Yeah. Then he makes him bite that soap bar. Yeah. Such a good movie.
I just did a Super Troopers quote at El Patron for you yesterday. I'll have 2 tacos.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And that's
it wasn't yesterday. That was 2 days ago.
2 days ago. I've been in last 2 days. Honestly, seriously.
You're living in a void.
I don't know if it was the alcohol. I don't know if I can blame it on the alcohol.
I don't think you can now.
But it was awful, Jerry. I was like in a downward spiral of anxiety and depression and tiredness, like
insane.
Like
pretty
fatigue.
sure you probably just have COVID.
Could be.
Yeah. That's a thing still, right? Like people are talking about that?
I don't know. Isn't China all shut down still?
No, I don't pay attention to China. Okay.
Craig said you don't have enough flair.
Flair. You got it. That's from waiting.
Office Space. No. Yeah, it's from Office Space.
It is from Office Space too, but they talk about it on Waiting as well, where they have like buttons on them.
Yeah.
But the flair is from Office Space. Yeah.
Another nothing underground comedy that ended up being one of the greatest comedies of all time.
Just like The Crow.
Mike Judge, though, made it.
He did?
Yeah, that's a Mike Judge movie.
He made Office Space? I guess I didn't know that. Yeah. I'm going to need you to come in on Sunday.
So,
hey, big news. I'm going to just skip ahead here.
Okay, news.
Big news in the old Twitter world.
Oh, yeah.
Elon took it over. Did you know that?
I wouldn't have known it if it wasn't for everybody crying and dropping off of Twitter.
That's what I was going to bring up. That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
Insane.
Celebrities are now, and they're just majority of them are just regular old celebrities like that feel like their voice is what we all need to hear, and that we take it so seriously. But all of them have went on there to to put their opinion on Twitter to just say, I don't agree with this platform anymore. I'm done. And like one of them said, not my type of app anymore. What do you want? Like a censored app that doesn't allow you to have like freedom of speech?
People want an echo chamber, Cherry.
It's exactly what they want, but I think it's insane. The biggest thing that they're up in arms about is this whole fact-checking thing that they've been slamming the White House with. Every time the White House posts something, there's literally like a banner down below it that shows like...
Well, the 2 examples I saw, and not to get into politics too hard, but the 2 examples I saw were insane. One of them was Joe Biden's personal Twitter account or presidential Twitter account trying to take credit for all the jobs that have been gained over his time in office. Well, when he went into office, everything was shut down.
Right.
And so he said because of Joe Biden's leadership, the U.S. has gained 700,000 manufacturing jobs in my 2 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And so the fact check is below is like, fact check, there's a difference between new jobs and old jobs coming back, something along those lines.
And the newest one is about...
Pretty reasonable fact check.
I mean, all of them have been. That's all they've been doing is just saying like...
And by the way, I didn't have a problem with the whole fact check thing before either.
No.
I don't really... I mean, I guess it's kind of annoying because people can check their own freaking facts.
But nobody does. That's the thing. Nobody checks.
But anybody that reads that and doesn't realize that it's complete bullshit.
Chris, you are giving...
People too much credit.
Way too much credit.
What's the next one? What's the other one?
The other one was about Social Security, and they said this is the largest percentage increase in Social Security in
that's the one that said
20 years.
Thanks to Joe Biden's leadership,
yes,
Social Security is presiding over the largest.
Yeah, with a 8.1% increase or whatever, and it literally was fact checked with. There was an act signed into law by President Nixon saying that it will follow by inflation, and it will go by what inflation does, and it will be raised by that much
every year.
And that's why it's being raised by that much, because inflation is through the roof.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it is kind of crazy. I just thought it was funny. I wasn't going to get super political about it. I just thought it was funny that so many celebrities have a problem with it. They're up in arms about it.
I don't understand when Elon Musk became like the poster boy for the right anyway.
He's not.
I don't even think he is.
He's not.
Is he even? I know he did come out and say that
he was never independent,
voting.
Right?
I think he came out and said he was never voting for a Democrat again, and people kind of went crazy on that.
Okay. Well,
but I mean,
that's a pretty big stand if you're going to say that out loud, But it doesn't surprise me.
But it doesn't also. I don't know. We'll see.
We will see.
I'm not a big Twitter person anyway. I do check it occasionally, but
I don't.
Not on a daily basis.
I don't get on it at all.
I would never even think about it if it didn't send me like alerts.
In my eyes, it's like a dying platform. I don't care.
I think it was already dead, personally.
It's not. It was clearly going. I mean, he paid $40 billion for it in cash.
Yeah, I think he should have waited a couple of months
for
the stock to crash.
True.
That was really dumb. But no, the thing about Twitter that is really obnoxious, let's call it a spring stretcher.
Okay, it is.
Because sometimes they send you a notification. It's like, you might be interested in this. And it'll be like a tweet, or part of a tweet. And usually it is fairly interesting, so I want to click on it. So you click on the notification, and it opens the Twitter app, and it doesn't pull up that tweet. It just goes back to the normal timeline. Like, you can never get back to that tweet. And then if you
what is the purpose of that?
And then if you go back to your notifications, like, oh, well, maybe now I need to click on it while the app is open.
Yeah.
You can't find the notification's gone permanently.
That doesn't even make any sense.
So if you really significantly want to see that tweet, you have to memorize who the tweet is by before you click it, because
otherwise it doesn't exist.
20% of the time it will work, but 80% of the time it just opens to the normal timeline.
Well, I know the guy who owns the company now.
Turns out.
Well, I can just hit him up in his DMs.
DM me.
And get it fixed. I'll get that fixed for you.
Nolan says Mike Judge actually cameos in Office Space 2. He's Jennifer Aniston's boss who complains about her flair. I did not know that.
Didn't know that.
I could picture him in my head. Is that really Mike Judge?
Take that, Craig Blazekowicz. Now, he just put a truth bomb on you about Office Space.
I had no idea.
No, I didn't know any of that. Some other big news that you and I have been talking about quite a bit throughout the week. Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Oh.
He's no longer going to play.
I guess we haven't talked about that on air yet, have we?
Geralt on The Witcher.
So Henry Cavill is out after the next season. So he won't be there for the fourth season.
He will be there for season 3. He's out for season 4.
And
he's being replaced.
He decided to step away as he reprises his role of Superman in the new DC, no longer the DCEU. Now
just
it's
the
DCU. Happy to have him back as Superman, I guess. I was never a huge fan of Superman as a character. But I'm fine with it. I'm excited about it. The problem I have with this is he was incredible.
I know.
As
you didn't have a problem with it earlier in the week.
I didn't say I didn't have a problem with it. I said
I'm in love with Liam.
I said the person that they're replacing him with. All I basically said was, let's give it a chance.
No, you're like,
and you're just like, no, I will not give it a chance. I will burn it all to the ground.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I love Liam Hemsworth. He's going to be such a better actor than Henry Cavill or whatever he is because he's British. I wish he wasn't British. You literally said that.
Okay, you're taking everything I said out of context.
You said, I wish he wasn't British.
Yeah, because he's so awesome, I wish he was American.
What difference does it make? Does it make him less awesome?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. You're... I
don't want to hear him in his normal interviews be like,
countryist.
I want a spot of tea.
I love it. Love a British accent.
Give me some Heinz beans.
Yeah, on toast.
Beans on toast.
Beans on toast for breakfast. For brekkie. I had a nice little brekkie. Some bangers and mash.
It is. Erica texted us and she said Henry Cavill or something about The Witcher, and I just said yes. Heartbreaking.
Yeah, right. You're like, yeah, heartbreaking for all of you fools.
No, seriously, he was perfect in that role. He is what made that show.
Yeah.
There was many times we talked about The Witcher and we said that episode was pretty weak, but man, you got to give it to Henry Cavill. He's incredible, and that carried that show through some of the moments that were more difficult.
Sure.
And it made it to what it is now, which is the greatest fantasy TV show probably of all time.
Have you heard about the reports that are being released now?
No.
So they're reporting that Henry Cavill departed because of major creative differences he had with the writing team. So he didn't like what they were doing with season 3 and got in a big tussle with the writers and the directors of the show because he didn't agree with what they were doing. Because Henry Cavill is an uber nerd.
Yeah, I don't know.
For The Witcher.
He's an uber nerd for everything, but he's also a giant gamer.
Yep.
And he's a huge fan of the Witcher series, and he is the reason.
Well, I mean, he's read all of the stuff too.
Read it all, and he's the reason why that show even got made. I think he was the driving force in the making of that television show.
So he didn't really enjoy his time there for season 3. He likes what they put out for season 3, is what he said.
I've heard there's major
stepped
departures
away with
from the
season
books.
4 because of the departures from the books and stuff. And there was reports that some of the writers were like actively mocking the source material, laughing about it, thought it was goofy, talked about how they weren't ever going to write something like that.
Then they shouldn't be in the writers' room.
And it offended him, like, seriously. So they're reporting that that's why he's stepping away.
I mean,
he's going to say it's because of Superman. The real reasons is because he hates all their guts for making fun of The Witcher.
Well, good for him then. But Liam Hemsworth is being recast. I do think he has the potential to be all right. I have no idea how they're going to square the age difference, which is pretty clear, and the fact that they don't look
you're
similar
definitely going to be able to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
So I thought it'd be all right if they went back in time and just did earlier stories because, I mean, you can kind of do whatever you want with The Witcher.
Yeah, you really can.
That would make sense to me. Maybe they'll do that. I don't know. We'll just have to see. There's another Witcher show coming out and a movie, though, too, and an animated series.
I didn't know
Lots
that there
of
was
Witcher
a movie.
stuff coming out. I didn't know that it was like the biggest show in Netflix's history.
I didn't know that either. You made that up.
One of the biggest shows for Netflix, yeah.
Really?
That other one, that British royal one, was really popular.
The Crown?
No. The one with all the good-looking people in Britain.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called. Somebody will tell us.
Yeah, and that you tried to watch it with Marley, didn't you?
Yeah, it's terrible.
And you hated it?
It's awful.
Yeah, and Amy watched some of it too. I can't remember what that was called, but there was only like one season of it.
Yeah.
Have they brought it back?
I think that it was like prior to COVID maybe, and then probably got delayed.
Oh,
I'm sure it's coming back. And then Stranger Things, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
Even season 1 was probably pretty big, but it was 2, 3, and I guarantee you 4 blew it all out of the water. I bet you Stranger Things season 4 is the biggest thing that's come.
Yeah. Netflix most streams.
It's got to be, especially with the way they put it out as well. having the like episodes like 6 and 7 or 7 and 8, whatever they were, being longer episodes and waiting like a month to release those last two. That's genius.
You want to know the actual breakdown?
Of course.
Top 15. Netflix's 15 most streamed original shows of all time.
Okay. Original.
Yes. Number 15 is The Witcher Season 2.
Huh. That's low.
Number 14 is Ozark Season 4.
Ozark. I should have guessed Ozark.
Number 13 is Dahmer, the new Dahmer documentary.
Wow.
Which, by all accounts, is really good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch it. I really do not like serial killers. I don't know.
Really?
Not into it.
Is it for the whole killing portion or the cereal?
I like cereal.
I love cereal so much. I do. I love
Raisin
it so much.
Bran.
Stop
all day
it.
long.
Stop with the Raisin Bran.
Number 12 is 13 Reasons Why, Season 2. Number 11 is Inventing Anna.
I don't know that one.
Neither do I. Turns out I was wrong about this Witcher thing, but it is number 10.
Okay.
Witcher Season 1 at number 10. 541 million hours. Isn't that insane?
Holy cow. It surprises me that Season 2 is lower than that. Is that just from the time frame of it being out?
I don't know.
Shorter than the first season?
Number 9, I've never even heard of. All of Us Are Dead, Season 1.
Nope.
Number 8 is Lucifer, Season 5. Because remember, they rebooted the Fox show Lucifer.
I know that one.
Number 7, Stranger Things, Season 3.
Okay.
Number 6, Money Heist, Season 4.
Money Heist. I'd heard of that. I'd never watched it.
I think it was a foreign thing, right? It's like French.
Yeah, it was dubbed.
Yeah, I think so. Number 5, Bridgerton, Season 1.
Isn't that
That's
what it
the
is?
show.
Bridgerton, yeah.
Number 4, Bridgerton, Season 2. Number 3.
Oh, they did have a Season 2.
Number 3, Money Heist, Part 5. Number 2, Stranger Things, Season 4.
There's something bigger than that?
Squid Game, Season 1.
No way.
Yeah.
And I didn't even watch that. And I thought a lot of those ratings would be judged off of whether I watched it or not.
Yeah.
Because
I watched
the way
Squid
I
Game.
think about
we
it.
talked about it, or I talked about it.
You did. I never watched it.
I had the thing on Squid Game, and I think I'm remembering correctly because it has been a while since I've seen it, is like I didn't think it was great, but you definitely wanted to keep watching it.
Do you? You want to know what, like, is it at all a continuation?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's following, like, what, one old guy?
No, it's a story.
It's a group of
Yeah, it's a group of
people
contestants
that are trying to win money to not be poor anymore.
Yeah, but it's turns out it's some like death cult for like the uber rich to like bet on.
Oh, they're just betting on people dying.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's
in
what it
these
was.
like childhood games that all these people are competing, these poor people.
And they can't. They got to freeze.
Desperate people.
They got to freeze, right?
In one of the games, there's many games. That's just
Oh.
one episode is like a different game. Like they do a tug of war over like a pit of spikes.
Wow.
You don't want to lose that game.
No, turns out you don't want to lose that one.
Can't believe The Ranch isn't on the list, CJ said. First of all,
The Ranch, yeah. I mean,
that was a sitcom.
That is a sitcom, and a lot of people did enjoy that.
But turns out the main character, or second lead of that show, is literally on trial right now for like horrific rape crimes.
He got a little rapey.
Yeah, Danny Masterson is gonna go spend the rest of his life in prison, probably.
You think so?
At least 20 years.
Innocent until proven guilty, man.
Pretty sure he's guilty.
You don't know. Could have been all a big mistake.
Oh my God, so many comments. Craig said Thor's brother is gonna suck it up.
Yes.
Meaning he's gonna suck it up and do the job.
No.
Like not complain.
No, he's
gonna do a great job. He could. I don't know. What has he been in? Other than Hunger Games. Has he been in other stuff?
That's it, right?
I think he was in The Expendables.
No, that's all with the old guys.
Liam Hemsworth.
I'm pretty sure he was in one of those, like...
he was in Hunger Games for sure.
Was it? Yeah, Hunger Games, I know, but... No, one of them, I don't know, the lovey movies, like a drama.
He was in a lovey movie?
Yeah. Where people, like, love each other.
Isn't it romantic?
I think
he was in Expendables too.
He was?
Yeah.
As a kid?
No.
Oh.
Expendables 2 came out in 2012.
No, I know, but is he like one of their kids?
Oh, maybe.
Because
I'm not getting confidence from this filmography because there's not a lot on here that I've seen or care about.
Yeah.
And I don't remember him being specifically very good in the Hunger Games. I feel like he was pretty wooden, hollow, if you will.
Yeah, he's not good.
Anyway.
But also you got to remember in Hunger Games, he's sitting out there alone.
Pam got it. Bridgerton, yes. CJ said, damn, that series was bad. I can't remember the name either. Bridgerton.
It was bad, Bridgerton.
It's really bad.
It's not to women, though. And I don't know why.
Because it's got the effect of, what's that?
Because of the loviness?
No, what's that one? Like, movie.
Cinderella.
Movie/novel that women got obsessed with.
Oh, Grey's Anatomy.
Not Grey's Anatomy.
Something Grey.
Yes, it does have gray in it.
And that got a little rapey, too.
For sure.
And I don't know why that's...
It's like softcore.
Corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grays. A touch of gray.
That's a song, which is really good, actually. It is Shades of Grey.
Shades of Grey? Is that it?
Yeah.
50 Shades of Grey.
See? Multiple shades of gray.
Yeah.
It's all blurred. That's the point. We're blurring all of this. It's okay.
There's good life lessons in that,
Shut your mouth.
Everything is shades of gray. Everybody's so black and white these days.
I'm pretty sure.
It don't matter if you're black or white.
I'm pretty sure there's a line in there where he says, shut your mouth and turn around. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I've just seen bits and pieces of things.
Nolan says, you're going to have to come to terms with Superman if you're going to produce Blindfeld, Chris. He's Jerry's favorite. It's true.
Yeah.
It's not that I dislike Superman. I just think as a character, he can come off pretty boring.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
and it bugs the crap out of me that he's always saved by Lois Lane. I mean, it's always Lois that saves him every single time. I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
Wait, but Martha saved him.
Yeah, the name Martha.
Martha.
I think that's ridiculous because he's supposed to be, I mean, the most powerful being
but
around.
Batman always beats him.
I love that.
But everybody always beats him. You ever notice
I know.
that?
I do. Yes, I absolutely see it. And it bugs the hell out of me. It really does. I just really love Henry Cavill as Superman.
I
don't necessarily care for Superman as a character. I've never really read any of the comics, ever.
You know who I always thought would play a great Superman? Like before Henry Cavill did it?
Wait, let me guess. Hang on. Henry Winkler. Vin Diesel.
No, I'm being serious. Like, this is who I thought would be the perfect Superman.
Nicolas Cage.
And it turns out he's a cannibal.
Oh, Armie Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have been a good Superman. He had the look of Superman.
I agree.
But turns out
he had the look for a lot of roles.
I think, honestly, who had the look the most was Brandon Routh because he looked just like Christopher Reeves.
Yeah,
almost
he was
identical.
pretty good.
Weirdly close to him.
And that was a good movie.
It was underrated for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a good movie. The whole scene where the bullet hits his eyeball.
Good scene.
It's amazing.
Way better movie than anybody remembers, although it is about like real estate fraud.
That's what it. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's about like Lex Luthor trying to like trade real estate deals to get some islanders.
Oh,
I don't know.
That man.
I never really understood
Luthor.
it. Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Was that Kevin Spacey as Luthor?
I don't remember. Yes.
Way better than.
Turns out he got a little rapey.
Mark Zuckerberg. Turns out that wasn't true.
I know.
He was cleared.
He was just from the one kid. There's more than one.
I think he got cleared of all charges in the civil case. Turns out it was all made up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So can he be a good actor again?
I don't know. He basically got like
completely blackballed.
They digitally removed him from House of Cards.
I know. Yeah.
And he's the main character.
That's insane.
Wait. Did they take that show off completely? Because that didn't show up on the Netflix top 15. That was a huge show.
It was their biggest show for a long time.
I mean, that was a long time ago, but before a lot of those other shows came out.
Yeah, but I mean, it was running as the biggest show for the majority of Netflix's lifetime.
And it was a really good show.
See, I never watched it.
You never watched it?
No.
And now you can never watch it.
Now I can't ever see it because of the implication.
But the implication was wrong.
But there's still an implication.
You can enjoy.
That I might enjoy what Kevin Spacey enjoyed.
As Craig
and
said,
I don't enjoy it.
As what Craig said, you can enjoy Kaiser Soze. Now.
I guess.
Nick said, gotta agree, not a Superman fan, but loved Man of Steel with Henry Cavill.
Of course.
Man of Steel was a great movie.
It is a great movie.
The only thing that doesn't
General
make
Zod.
sense is how Kevin Costner dies. It's infuriating.
It really is. He could have saved everyone.
Everybody could have been saved.
Every single person.
Didn't he run out to save the dog and die?
The dad did.
Yes.
And then he came, and then Henry Cavill comes out to save him, and he's like, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
Because he didn't want anybody to see his powers.
Is that what it was?
Because he was dressed in regular clothes.
So he got to the point where he could save his dad's life and then turn around and went back?
Yes. He went out there and he told him, "No.
Let me go."
Yeah. I need to be the emotional point in this movie.
That's bad writing.
It was bad. That is bad. I do like Kevin Costner, though. Hey, you saw that being filmed.
I did watch it being... Well, not the tornado scene. That happened in Plano, I think.
Asked you to be a...
Extra.
Extra? I thought so.
So I've told the story before, but I was at a golf outing in Yorkville area. I think it's Deer Ridge is the name of the place.
Mm-hmm. Whitetail Ridge?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. On the way home, we see this big thing in the sky. It looked like the moon, but the moon was there. There was like a second moon. And we're like, there's another moon in the sky.
There's two moons.
We're going to drive that way. So we drive that way down this whatever country road, and we come across all these cars on the side of the road and this farmhouse out in the middle of nowhere with all these lights and stuff set up. And they were filming a scene. Kevin Costner was running across the yard, and they had this giant crane that suspended from it was a freaking moon.
That's so weird. Was it a full 3D moon or just...
I don't know. I couldn't tell because it was way up there, dude.
Oh.
It was like hundreds and hundreds of feet in the air. And it was a legit moon.
That is so weird.
And the only thing I could think it was is for lighting, like moon lighting, like to get some lighting effect.
Really?
It had to be. There's no way that was like in shot.
No, but they could have panned up to it.
I don't think that's what it was. I think it was just to get the lighting.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
But it looked like a moon?
It looked just like a moon. Like it looked like the moon.
That's crazy. Was it a space station?
That's no space station. Or that's no moon. That's a space station. No.
That's my question.
So anyway, yeah, I saw that being filmed. And then that tornado scene.
So you saw Kevin Costner?
Well, I mean, we weren't very close. I mean, it wasn't far off the road, and we were on the road, so it's not like we were super far away, but I couldn't, like, discern anybody's... I mean, it could have been a stunt
But that
double.
house is out there, huh?
I don't know if it's still there or not, or they took it down.
But, like, you recognized it in the movie? You're like, hey,
yeah, that's
that
the
house.
movie. That's the Kent's house in the movie.
It's crazy.
I think that it was built for the movie. I don't think it was there.
Oh, not like a real house.
I don't think it was there before.
So it's probably not furnished.
Probably not.
You don't think there's like a...
No, I don't think it's there anymore.
Well, that's too bad.
I don't know, though.
How are they going to make another movie with Henry Cavill?
Without the house?
Without the house.
He's dead. He died.
Henry Cavill didn't.
No, but his dad died.
You don't think they're going to have a flashback of parents dying?
His mom,
They always
Martha,
do that.
moved to town. She hooked up with Ben Affleck.
Lex? Oh, Ben.
Yeah.
She did.
They became an item.
They were kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's because he saved her.
Probably around the same age.
Superman couldn't save her. He did.
That's right.
You know why? Because Superman was all crippled up from that stupid green rock that bothers him. So you don't like emeralds. That's silly. It's my grandma's favorite.
CJ said they built and blew up the house from Django Unchained twice. Where was that?
Where?
Not around here.
Utica.
They did film some other movies around here, though. Road to Perdition was also filmed.
Yeah, that was all up north
Same
over
place
there, too.
as Superman, Platteville. I have been told that a lot of stuff films in that area because Nick Offerman, who's from Minooka,
Yeah.
is, or somebody in his family became a location scout.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I think it was him, became like a location scout.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of these things. Because, I mean, think of the proximity to Chicago.
Oh, yeah, you're right there.
And so you can film city scenes easily, but country scenes, Midwestern country scenes especially.
And you could still have that big ritzy area for the celebrities to go and hang out because they have to be up there.
So, yeah, because a lot of stuff is filmed up there. But also there was a movie that filmed in Mazan. Do you remember this?
No.
You don't?
No.
And we've never talked about this?
No, I know you've talked about it. But
When I was
remember.
a kid, this movie filmed. I do remember when they filmed it. They had the VHS at the Mazan Market.
Blackula.
It was called Excessive Force.
Oh.
James Earl Jones was in it.
Really?
I don't remember the rest of the cast. Oh, yeah. Melissa McCarthy is also, she's from Plainfield.
Yeah.
So is Jenny McCarthy.
She went to like JCA.
Yeah, her Jenny McCarthy and Melissa McCarthy are cousins. Jenny McCarthy was famous, came to Hollywood. Melissa McCarthy came to be her assistant.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
And then they're like, she's funny.
Yes, she's funny. The other one, wacko.
Yeah, real wacko. Whack jam.
Let me look at
We'll put her on MTV.
So, 1993 action film starring Thomas Ian Griffith.
I don't think he did much after that.
Is that the guy with the arm from the Rookie of the Year? That's Thomas Ian.
I have no idea.
Nicholas? No.
Ian McKellen?
James Earl Jones is in it. He's the only notable one in the cast. So they filmed this in a house on Grand Ridge Road, just east of Mazan. It happened to be when I was a kid. It was one of my best friend's houses. Matt Montgomery lived there.
Really?
His Cravens is still. They just sold it, but they filmed it there in that house. And you can see the scenes of the house. They shot a bunch of bullet holes into the barn. They blew up the old gas station in Mazan, the Phillips 66 station that was on by the railroad tracks for the movie.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was in 93?
93 is when the movie came out.
So
it probably filmed a couple years before then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 4. That's why
you don't remember it.
Yep. Turns out.
We should make that Snarf Talk homework, Excessive Force.
I think so. We should watch it.
What was the other one from last week that we never did?
Oh, yeah. We had another one.
If anybody can remember.
I do not remember.
You will get sent a prize if you can remember what Snarf Talk homework was for last week.
The Movie House, Sarah Mitchell said. It just sold.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. The Farmer said, CJ was saying that The Farmer said 7 Years a Slave was also filmed there too. Out in
Southern Louisiana. I was at the farm it filmed.
Wait, what was that? Oh, Django
Unchained and
blew that.
7 Years a Slave.
Okay, that makes sense.
Both good movies, by the way. Django Unchained is a great movie.
It's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Leo DiCaprio.
It's
that
still
guy.
not. It doesn't take the top spots of my Quentin Tarantino film list, but have we done top Quentin Tarantino?
I think we've talked about him, but we've never actually ranked
That's
it.
one we should definitely do.
Yeah, write that down. We should do that.
Put
that in your notes.
And smoke it.
Yeah, put that in your notes and
What time is it? When do we?
We're at 1:23. Hey, the only other thing that I had, it's not really news, I guess. It is kind of news, but we don't ever really talk about sports. But I'm gonna for the World Series. If you haven't watched any of it,
No.
What happened recently?
Phillies, Astros.
Yeah, and I don't care about either one of those.
Nobody
teams.
cares.
I
That's
hate
the thing about
the
it.
Astros.
The cool thing about the playoffs this year, though, like all of the teams were kind of mediocre, and then
except for the Angels and the Yankees.
But anyway, 2 mediocre teams made it to the World Series, and that everybody's like, "This is the point. This is what's supposed to happen."
I completely agree. I like the fact that 2 teams like that can come in and get to the World Series.
I'm not saying they're mediocre by any means, but they just had runs in the playoffs.
Right. And but I despise Houston, so I immediately became a Phillies fan.
Like
anyway,
the city?
No, the Astros.
Okay.
Not the city. But in the World Series,
I mean, fuck the city too.
Yeah. I mean, really, at the end of the day, who gives a shit
built
about
in a
that?
swamp.
Yeah, and they've got a space center. Ooh. NASA sucks.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
what do you got?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Elon already destroyed
Nothing.
them.
It's an awful town. Anyway, so Game 3 of the World Series, the Phillies come out blasting them. They end up winning like 7-0. They hit 5 home runs in this game. Incredible. 5 home runs in a game. Like, everybody's just blasting the ball. That's amazing. The very next day, the Houston Astros throw a no-hitter.
It's crazy.
And the Phillies don't hit a ball. I just think it's unbelievable that you come out blasting them, hit 5 home runs, win baseball, 7-0, and then the next day it was through 4 pitchers. The starting pitcher went through 6 innings. They had 3 pitchers after that, but they still all got no hit. It was a no hitter.
That's the most interesting thing about baseball is that, like, think of it as like football. Basically, your quarterback can only play like every 4th game. You know what I mean, or like every other.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
but it's
like supposedly the best player in your team can only play.
Well, it's because it's just not physically possible for your arm to throw that many pitches. So it's like if the quarterback went out and threw 100 passes every single game.
CJ said it was the first combined no-hitter in World Series history.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Combined. There was an individual one, yes.
And it was Jim Abbott.
No. It was like a Dan something. I don't even remember his name. I just heard it today.
So on other sports news.
But think about like a football player or a quarterback coming out, throwing as hard as he can, as far as he can, every single time he throws.
Yeah, I don't think it's comparable.
You're not comparable.
I think it's harder to throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball than I don't know what's harder. I shouldn't say that.
What I'm saying is
different things.
But what I'm saying is, like, think of a quarterback coming out, throwing as hard as he can every single time, like 100 times in a football game.
Yeah, like every 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's just impossible, obviously, to do, but it's nuts to think that.
So in other sports news, because the Bears have had a lively few weeks, they played like awesome in one game. They looked great against the Patriots. Came back and looked absolutely awful.
Now, to be fair, the quarterback had a good game.
Yeah. Interesting. So they got rid of their best defensive player.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
Why? I don't know. They have tons of salary cap.
They got rid of him for a 2nd and a 5th round pick, and then immediately got rid of their 2nd round pick for a wide receiver from the Steelers.
A very mediocre wide receiver.
Well, he's supposed to be good. He just hasn't, panned out to be that all-star wide receiver yet.
Yeah.
He hasn't had a 1,000-yard season yet.
This is 3rd season?
3rd, yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. It's the last 2 weeks, the offense has been a lot funner to watch, I will say that. They really are a fun team to watch offensively. Defensively is it,
this is off the rails, is it okay to say funner, or is it always more fun?
It's always more fun.
It is?
It's always more fun when you use correct grammar, Jerry.
I agree. I just didn't know what was right. Like, I thought there was a situation where you can say something like that, funner.
No, I don't think funner is a word.
Well, you said it.
I was wrong. That can happen.
That hurt my feelings.
Excessive force, Snarf Talk homework next week.
That's happening.
Somebody needs to figure out what our Snarf Talk homework was last week.
Yeah, I don't remember. I know it was a movie we were going to watch before.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I thought it was.
No,
that we had never actually ended up watching, though.
No, we talked about this movie, and then we started talking about other movies that we didn't watch, but this was a different movie.
I don't know. I do not remember. I mean, we could go back and watch the episode.
It wasn't Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, was it?
No, not at all.
Because I heard that's good.
What even made you think of that?
I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about how amazing of a movie, how it was the best Halloween movie by far.
When did that come out? Oh.
Like the 1950s?
We need to talk about our other thing we're going to create.
What? Blindfeld?
Besides Blindfeld. Get off the Blindfeld thing.
Okay, what?
A Halloween song.
Oh, yes. So we were talking about this on Halloween.
This was solely your idea. You came up with this and texted me like, this is what we need to do.
Well, it's because we were at home. We were listening to Halloween music. We were listening to the Monster Mash.
That's the text I got.
It was that mash. It was the Monster Mash.
The text I got was, we need to create, or we could really create a Halloween song, something like that. And then he says, The Monster Mash is absolute shit.
Yeah.
Like, I read this. I was like, okay. I was like, actually, I kind of enjoy the Monster
Mash is awful.
Bit.
And then I followed up with there's only really 3 Halloween songs that I could think of.
But we heard that other one while we were trick or treating.
The Monster Mash, Thriller, and Ghostbusters theme song.
There was another one playing while we were trick or treating, and Marley knew it right away.
Yeah, you're right. But anyway,
I don't know
that's all I could think of. And I'm like, that means there's 3. So if you would just create one that's similar to Monster Mash, but better, you're going to be forever in the rest of history.
You'll be heralded.
Yes.
As a Halloween king.
And you had brought up, well, what about HALLOWEN spells Halloween. And I brought up the fact that doesn't count because it's a kid's song.
It is a kid's song, but I remember it so much.
That was a good song. It's a good song.
It is very good.
It's better than freaking Monster Mash.
Monster Mash is pretty damn good.
No.
I don't know what you don't like about it. It's got a funny voice. It's got a little bit of a story.
Okay, Craig's got a bunch more. Maxwell? I don't know what that is.
Maxwell, he sang Somebody's Watching Me. Yeah.
What's that song?
It always feels like somebody's watching me.
That is not a Halloween song.
I think the video is. If you watch the video.
Oh, okay.
It's about people
I would
watching
never consider that a Halloween song.
It's about peeping Toms and seeing him naked.
This is Halloween. Yeah, I guess that counts.
Oh, yeah, this is Halloween.
If you play like the other one that was on the
This is Halloween.
borderline is
Halloween,
Werewolves of London considered a
no.
We talked about that. I don't think
It's
it is.
not. No.
Point is, we can create
We can.
as good of a Halloween song as a Monster.
I mean, you've got a smart piano.
I do, and I can play instruments, and they don't even sing in that. They're just like, I was walking down the street one Friday afternoon.
You're right.
And I looked at a monster. It's just like the dumbest. It's just talking.
And we could do that. But that would be a direct copy. So what do? Not sing, or do we talk? Do we sing?
Boy.
Do we yodel?
I think we just
There's
need
so many questions.
We need to sit down and write it, and we can do it. And we'll be forever. When anybody says, hey, Google, play a Halloween mix, we'll be in the 5 songs.
Yeah, we will. In the rotation. I mean, if you're getting played 1/5 of the time every Halloween by every household, that's a win.
I know. Craig said Thanksgiving is a completely untapped market. We've had that conversation before.
Thanksgiving is an untapped market for movies as well. We tried to rank
movies,
the top Thanksgiving movies. They don't exist.
Freebirds. That's about it.
Wasn't I think Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was one of them.
That was one of them. Yeah.
They were coming home for Thanksgiving. I think there was one. I don't know, one other movie that nobody had heard of.
Our second episode was called Thanksgiving Hangover.
It was. Because it was after the Seed and Top adventure.
Yeah. So, what was I going to say? Thanksgiving. Yeah, we could create like a song called like the Turkey Trot.
That's about running, though.
But it'd have a little dance to it. It'd be like the trot would be like a dance.
How about the Gobble Wobble?
So Gobble Wobble Wobble.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is.
So, okay. What if we don't create any song? We just play that song and we dress up like turkeys and do a TikTok where we do the Gobble Wobble Wobble.
Well, I love that.
And we'll dub over, because what's the actual verse of that song?
Of what? I have no idea.
It's like a rap song.
I only know the I only know that in my head.
What is the verse? It's like, is it wiggle, wiggle, wiggle?
Probably.
We'll dub over it. We'll be like, gobble, wobble, wobble.
Shaking our
what is that
waddles.
Is that a waddle?
A waddle, yeah.
So that's what Tom Waddle's named after.
Yep. It's 100%.
Is that what gave him the extra power to go over the middle?
He really did. How do you think turkeys survive? Waddle power.
Gobble wobble. That's the way. That's it. That's our song. So maybe we'll just skip. We'll skip.
We'll skip Halloween for now.
For now,
I think
because it's over. We'll have it ready for next time.
Right, but we got to have one created now for Thanksgiving coming up. So we really only have 23 days.
Oh boy, that's
22
not very
days
long. And we need turkey outfits too.
Yeah, and to pump out like a a national hit, like a Billboard Top 40.
Can we just basically rip off the Monster Mash, but it can be about Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah.
I was walking to the store to buy a 7-pound butterball.
A cornucopia. We got to put...
He made the mash. He made the potato mash. He made the mash.
It was a midday smash.
I like it.
Yeah. We have to say something about watching football, eating stuffing.
Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade.
Yep.
Is Macy's still a thing?
How you're surprised by a turducken. We got to add that in there.
I think I'm going to make a turducken this year.
You got to make your eggnog again.
I'm not making it again.
Why? You need to. It's going to be a staple.
Okay. I'll do it.
You've got to.
You
got to whip it.
Pickled quail eggs in there, and we'll rock and roll.
You can bring the pickled quail eggs.
I thought that's what the surprise was going to be, was those flavored crickets.
Oh, no. I do real things.
Yeah, that is real. Legit.
Yeah, that's a
Okay, we don't have much time left, so do we have any what we're watching we want to do?
Yeah, we got a bunch, man. We got a bunch, bro. Before we get into probably, do you think House of Dragons, like the finale, was going to take a while to talk about it? I mean,
didn't we talk about it last week?
Well, we kind of started. We started touching on it, but we didn't hit everything. Not even close.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's ran its course. We've passed it. It's gone.
It's gone?
Yeah.
Well, then we don't have a lot to talk about. I thought we had a lot to talk about.
Well, Andor. I was going to talk about Andor.
Oh, yeah. Did you watch the most recent one from last night?
So I'm all the way caught up on Andor. I really enjoy it. I think it's a really good show.
I haven't seen episode 9.
Okay.
But I saw the one where he goes to jail.
Yeah.
And I loved that episode.
I love this show, and I've talked
You were hating on it.
I wasn't hating on it. I said
You were. You're like,
no.
You know who would be better in this? Liam Hemsworth. I love that guy. He should be Andor. I was like, wow, this is really off base.
No, I didn't say that. There was one episode that I thought was dumb, and that was episode 5.
Yes, because you didn't need to hear.
I don't need to hear an entire 30 minutes of a crew of people going like, we don't trust that new guy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
He's new.
He's a new guy.
Who are you working for, huh?
We don't trust him. Like, yeah, you just said that.
Yeah, put your money away. He's going to take it. You know why? Because we don't trust him.
Yeah, he's a
thief.
sneaky.
Look at his eyes. Real shifty
Got a
eyes.
real weird accent that nobody else in the galaxy seems to have.
Wait a minute. Where'd you get that jewel on your neck? You carry around a 30,000 credit jewel? That's weird.
Isn't it kind of weird, though, that everybody has an English accent in the Star Wars universe except for Cassian Andor, who has a Mexican accent?
Yeah, he does. You're right. I mean, there are a bunch of other races that don't speak
English.
any English.
Right.
So.
But it is weird. He's the only one that has an accent.
Yeah, it's because he's from the pits.
Anyway, I love the show, absolutely. There's several good things I can point out about it. One, the music is incredible.
You do love the music.
It's so good, Jerry.
It caught me off guard.
It's like a retro synth pop.
I know. It
Sometimes
caught me off guard when
rock drums.
When they were going to, they were like flying to the jail. And it was out in the middle of the ocean, you know. And the music hit when they started flying to this place. And it was like synth. It reminded me like of an 80s.
I'm going to tell you
theme.
exactly what that episode was. And you haven't seen it, so you can't compare it. But that episode of Andor was a direct 8. I think it was 8.
I saw 8.
The one where he's in jail.
Yeah, he just went to jail.
I'm saying you haven't seen what I'm going to compare it to.
Oh, okay.
It is so reminiscent of Squid Game, it's not even funny. Like, it directly had to have pulled reference from Squid Game. It has the same feel of Squid Game. It has the same setup as Squid Game. The music sounds like Squid Game. Even the old guy that's on his work crew looks exactly like the old guy from Squid Game. They clearly took influence from that show when they made that episode. Which I don't know.
They probably did.
I don't know if that's
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Or bad or good. I feel like this show was probably filming before Squid Game came out, but let's erase that from the conversation.
I don't know if it would have been or not.
I don't know. But I love that episode. I love the last several episodes. And there's other things I like. I love the whole story arc with Mon Mothma.
Yes.
As the senator and her husband, and her trying to like underground start this rebellion. I love Stellan Skarsgård's character, like the dirty arm of the rebellion, trying to like do what it takes. Saw Gerrera, Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera was absolutely amazing.
You never responded to my text.
I didn't?
No, I had texted you.
I responded in my mind.
I texted you and I was like, literally anything Forrest Whitaker does, he just acts his ass off. And he did. Like, he gave that one monologue. It was relatively short, but it was just him talking, got super serious, gave this monologue. And I was like, wow, like I felt it. Like I felt what he was saying. I was like, I get it, man. I get it, Saul.
The show is so great. But there is some like caveats with that. So I don't even consider it, like doesn't even equate to like the rest of the Star Wars universe to me. It feels very much like its own thing, which is a good thing. That's not a bad thing. So I think it's so interesting they're telling these other stories in the Star Wars universe. And you just get little sneak peeks of the Star Wars universe, but it's not like the main thing. So
that's the only thing that makes it feel to me like a Star Wars show is that you do see things that are reminiscent of what you remember, like things that you remember from other stuff and like the ships and some of the settings. But other than that...
Well, you forget all the time that it is Star Wars, and then like the robot on the beach will come out and pick you up, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I remember that.
I love how they call those stormtroopers shore troopers.
Shore troopers, yeah.
I thought that was really cool. So there's so much to like about it. But do I think it's at the same level as like The Mandalorian? No.
No.
Because The Mandalorian has a real significant like old school Star Wars vibe.
It really does.
I think it's really... they're different things.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to replicate that with Andor.
And I don't think I want it to be like that. I like Andor being like this gritty on the street story.
Like, I'm saying replicate that, I mean, great of a show. Yeah. You know what I mean? We needed something different to begin with Star Wars. The Mando came out at the perfect time. It was different. It gave you... an offshoot character that you've never seen before. It's just literally off of Boba Fett. Like we knew Boba Fett. We didn't know anything else about anyone that was a Mandalorian. And then it gave you this one character and it ties it all in with a baby Yoda that everybody immediately loves. And from that point on, you have this like spaghetti Western. I mean, you're not going to do that. You can't replicate that.
That never fails to have like incredible moments in it.
Right.
So yeah, it's not the same as that, but it's still a really strong show on its own that I think anybody should watch. I love Rogue One. It's probably my favorite to maybe second favorite Star Wars movie.
I'm really curious as to what's going to happen now on Andor though. Like where is it going from here?
I hope it keeps going. It's not getting good it's getting good reviews, great reviews.
It's just not getting a lot of viewership.
Not getting a lot of viewership number. It's
guaranteed for a second season.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Diego Luna is great, although I will say he plays the character so surprised all the time.
I was just going to say that. He looks so shocked all the time.
Yeah, like he has no idea what's going on at any time.
Yeah, and he's just always got that one face where he's looking around like, oh my God.
Did you know
how
that
did I just get here?
His character is supposed to be 21 years old? He was 26 in Rogue One, and this is 6 years before Rogue One.
I can believe the 26 in Rogue One. I can't believe.
Yeah, well, 21. That's fine. I mean, they don't specifically say it, but
now I can't ever watch this show again. That I know that,
I think is really cool about this show is that it completely changes the threat that the Empire is. So, like in all the other Star Wars, the threat is the Emperor or the Stormtroopers or Darth Vader. Yes. Those are all like, military or basically,
Oh, I know.
Sith Lords. This, though, like the threat of the Empire is like the bureaucracy of the political machinations.
Right.
Which I think is super interesting. It's just like...
You're seeing the actual angle of it, because if you think about it, it had to have been that way.
Of course.
I mean, you just don't ever get to see it. Of course, the Emperor's the top guy, right? But below that, there was this political
bureaucracy.
Yeah.
It's not even political. It's just like the everyday bureaucracy.
I mean, she was having a party to get voted back in as senator. You know, she's trying to schmooze people over to get votes. It's pretty political.
Yeah. I love when they have the little councils, like all the white coated.
Oh, yes.
And the guy that runs that
he's
spectacular.
Great. Yeah, he's really good.
I don't know what that character is. I don't know if it's existing or new or what it is.
Yeah, he's just in charge of a little group. I don't even know where that comes from.
I like it, though.
Is it just on a specific ship?
I don't know.
I don't know either. You should write the show.
I think they're doing a fine job. I'll just spend my time writing the Gobble Wobble.
We got to write the Gobble Wobble.
Yeah.
We're going to have to think about that, stew on it a bit.
Yeah, it can be about eating too much and waddling.
It's exactly what I thought of.
Drinking,
that's no joke what I thought of.
Overindulgence.
Getting overindulged on all facets of food and drink. And then you got to wobble back, man. You can't really walk real well because you drank too much, but you're so full as well. You got to like almost lean back because your belly sticks out so far.
It's the Gobble Wobble.
And you're going to have your belt undone.
Oh, for sure.
Of course.
I mean, who wears a belt to Thanksgiving in the first place?
Well, I have a belt all the time, but you should wear sweatpants.
Yeah, for sure.
So obviously we're going to have to wear sweatpants now, gray. Those I usually call my boner pants. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard other people use the term.
You have?
Yeah. You didn't make that up.
No, I didn't say I did. I just didn't know if you had heard it.
Yeah. Anyone else what we're watching? Because I got another show that's new.
I have a movie.
Okay, go ahead.
That I saw. It's called Black Adam.
Oh, you saw Black Adam?
I did. I sent you a picture of that as well. You didn't respond.
I'm not a good texter.
No. You just hate. Chris hates me the rest of the week.
It's just the problem.
He's around. He's a parent and he's around while we do the show. But after this, it's a real like tattered love affair.
You know, I'm not good at responding to people's text messages. Don't be offended. I'm just not good at it.
Oh, I'm offended.
I try.
Am I just somebody?
I have no ability to multitask. Like I can do one task at a time. So if I'm doing a task and a text message comes through, I can't
Yeah, you don't have to read it right then. That's what I don't read them right away.
But if it's not in the moment, it's gone. I live in the moment, Jerry. I don't live in the past. I don't live in the future. I live in the moment.
There's no moment when I just send you a picture of Black Adam.
Yeah, but if I don't have time to deal with it then, I'm not going to come back in 30 minutes.
What are you dealing with?
I'm not going to come back in 30 minutes because it's in the past. We've moved on.
We haven't. I haven't. I sat there just waiting.
I processed it. I had a conversation in my mind about you seeing Black Adam.
You didn't even look at the text, I thought.
I looked at it. I saw that you were there, and I thought about it, and I contemplated what that meant, and I thought about how you were experiencing it, but I didn't feel the need to respond. You didn't ask me a question.
I didn't need to.
Exactly. So why do you need a comment? Why do you need why do you need my validation?
It's the only way I live.
Well, if I knew that, I would make sure that I responded to your text more often.
Now you do.
But
now what am I going to do?
Normally do respond.
Look, I bring you things. And I can't even get a respond to Black Adam saying like, oh, you went and saw that? I'd be like, yeah.
Oh, you went and saw that?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Oh, well, you're probably not going to go see it, right? I don't feel like you have any inclination to go see it.
No, I'll definitely see it. I'll probably see it in theaters, to be honest.
I would say it's worth it to see in theaters.
Okay, that's good enough.
It's way more worth it to see in theaters than it would be.
It's getting very mixed reviews. I've heard great reviews and I've heard awful reviews.
So I think for action and stuff, it's a good movie. My favorite part of the entire thing was the post-credit scene, if that tells you anything.
Okay, so it's not good.
I mean, it's fine. It serves a purpose. I don't think... I don't know. I think The Rock does a good job, but the character itself is just very one note. You don't get much out of it. The story seems to be rather lacking as well. I mean, it's him coming back. We get it. He's got to fight these other bad people. There just doesn't seem like a lot at stake. And,
It's just kind of like him being around. I don't know. It could have been done differently. I think in the future he could be a great character, and I think he will be in the future. I just don't think they built this movie around him very well. And that's sad because it's called Black Adam.
Right. I think it's doing pretty well, but I think there's not a lot of competition right now.
No, there isn't. I took Grant. Grant was home with me because we had a big soccer tournament and basketball and stuff. So we went Friday afternoon. That's another thing. I went at a 2:20 show in Morris on a Friday. Man, what a great time to go.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There was literally just me and him in there.
Yeah,
it was amazing. He really enjoyed it. He loved it, and I think a lot of kids will.
Yeah, I mean it's a big blow 'em up action movie. Kids like that.
The big problem that you are definitely going to have is their DC's third act. And they tend to do it again with a lot of molten things and darker schemes.
I hate that. Why?
It happened. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. And then all of a sudden it hits you, and I was like, ugh. And I vocalized it to Grant. Grant had no idea what I was talking about, obviously. And I was like, DC's third act. I was like, gotta have molten stuff, fire, and darkness. Just, they didn't darken it like they did in like Wonder Woman or like Batman versus Superman. They didn't darken it like that. It wasn't like physically dark. The tone was just darker.
Right.
Just was weird. They should have brought this forward a lot earlier in the movie to begin with, rather than directly at the end, where there was just, like I said, very minimal stakes at this point.
Who's the big bad?
I can't even remember what his name is, but it's off of this crown that comes. This guy makes a crown, and like all of these demons are part of the crown.
So it's Shazam.
Well, he is a Shazam, like Black Adam is.
He is?
Yeah.
I don't know much about Black Adam.
Yeah, he's created by the exact same guy that created Shazam. That group of
oh, no kidding.
Sorcerers. Yeah, they create him to save his like realm of people in this certain city. And this guy's son actually comes forward and comes back and saves them all, and then ends up giving the power to his dad.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. I think it's worth a watch just to have the discussion. You're not going to like it.
I just want to go to the movie theaters.
It's worth it in the movie theater.
So I'll go do that, but I don't know. The Black Panther one comes out pretty soon.
November 17th.
Yeah, but they're not marketing 14th? That hard, are they?
Not very well.
So it's probably bad.
I think it's going to be.
It doesn't.
I don't think it's.
The previews I've seen do not look good.
Very weak on the promotion, and the trailers are not good.
The trailers do not look good. The whole Namor thing does not look good.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry,
but we'll see. I'll give it a shot.
Will.
So
I probably won't
Black
see that.
Panther then?
I don't know. They change it.
It's like a woman, Black Panther right now.
Yeah, it looks like a cat.
I think it's his little sister, the one that invents stuff.
So it's not going to be like the bald lady?
No, I don't think so.
I figured it would have been.
So it's Catwoman.
It is. Looks like a Catwoman.
Interesting.
A better version of Catwoman. Much more.
We'll see.
Able.
I don't know.
Capable.
I'm not that storied in Black Panther comics history.
I don't know anything.
Yeah. So
about anything. I literally don't know anything
about anything. Do we have any more time? Because I did watch a new show.
Yes, go ahead. 7 minutes.
Okay. I was looking for something new to watch. I'm like, I'm going to open up Hulu. I haven't watched Hulu in a long time. I did a little bit to watch some Welcome to Wrexham.
Yep.
But there's a new show on Hulu, new big show that everybody's talking about. And everybody's talking about it because it's by the creator of Modern Family, Stephen Leviathan, I think is his name.
Leviathan?
Yeah, something like that.
Leviathan?
So, and it's called Reboot.
like the cartoon that we had as a kid?
I don't know that cartoon.
Oh man, it was like all CGI.
I don't remember that.
I don't even remember. It was like these digital beings that would go into like circuits and stuff. I'm pretty sure.
I know what you're talking about, but that's not what the name of the show was.
Well, there was one
Matthew Perry.
No, I don't remember that. There was one just called Reboot, and
not Matthew Perry. Matthew, what's the guy's name? Matthew Lawrence.
I don't remember that either. No, Reboot is all CGI.
Okay, never mind then. I was thinking of Superhuman Samurai Super Squad, Cyber Squad.
Okay, I remember that too. Yeah,
that was Matthew Perry. He was in that, and he'd like sit down on his computer, and then he would get like sucked in.
Yes, yeah. I do remember that. No, Reboot it wasn't like that. It was about this like group of people, but it was just all computer generated graphics.
It was Canadian.
It was great. Great show.
1994. I don't remember that show at all.
No, it was good. Anyway,
this is a show that is.
Oh, it's rebooting a TV show or something.
It's a show about a show rebooting an old TV show.
Okay.
So it's like a behind the scenes in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's a comedy.
I remember seeing a trailer for it, and they're like, we should reboot this.
Yes. Yeah. But it's incredibly Hollywood self-indulgent. Like it's because it's all about Hollywood. Like, you know what I mean?
So it's on purpose.
Yeah. I think it's just people that are really wrapped up in their life in Hollywood deciding to write a show.
Okay.
But it's pretty funny. It's got Keegan-Michael Key as the main character.
Yeah.
He's great. I'm trying to find the rest of the cast.
He is good in basically everything he does. And Jordan Peele's amazing, too, whenever he acts. I think he's great.
Judy Greer is the main woman lead. You would know her if you saw her.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Okay. And Johnny Knoxville is the other main character.
Oh, I didn't know he was in
He's
it.
really good. And then Paul Reiser plays.
Well, who doesn't love a good Paul Reiser?
Plays like the writer. So there's like 8 episodes that I watched them all. They're only half hour.
I was going to ask.
I thought it was really funny, although it's typical Hollywood stuff sometimes, but that's part of the joke. So like
that's what I was wondering, is if it's on purpose for the joke.
Some of it, yeah. So basically, there is this woman who's like a writer, and she's pitching to this network, to Hulu, and she's like, "I want to reboot this old show. I think it's called Step Right Up." And she gets the whole original cast. It's like a what would be like a late 90s comedy, like a Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, but she's like, but I'm like an edgier writer. I write like indie stuff, and I want to like make it a comedy, but make it like not laugh out loud comedy, like more real.
Right, of course.
So they decide to go for it. And they get everybody on board. All the actors are super excited because they're like later in their careers, and they haven't had really any success since then. But they're like, this is a really good script. It's, this dumb comedy like ruined our careers because we got typecast into that like Saved by the Belly type thing.
Yeah.
And so they're all like super excited. And like the first day they come to shoot, and this is kind of spoilers, but she walks in, and the original showrunner is Paul Reiser's character, and they had hired him back, and he was writing like the very slapsticky, jokes.
Yeah.
And so this other writer, the girl who like rebooted this, was all pissed off. And so coming to find out, I'll give you the twist, I guess. You find out later that she is Paul Reiser's daughter, but like estranged.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like they don't know it?
No, they know it, but like he left when she was a little kid.
Yeah, so he's a D-bag.
That's how they go. But a lot of the show centers on like them like learning to work together, and like she's got her like 4 writers in the writers room that are like super young woke liberals, and he like hates everything that they bring out, so he brings in these like 4 like older Jewish comedic writers. And so they kind of go head to head. But
so it's about rebooting their relationship.
Yes, now that you say that, that's exactly what it's about. That, and also the actors' careers and their relationships, because Keegan-Michael Key and Judy Greer's, like they were dating during the show, and then
okay.
It's pretty good. I liked it.
You like it?
I like it now more than now that I'm talking about it than I think I did when I watched it. But
okay.
It wasn't bad. A little self-indulgent, a little wokey, but they kind of play with that a little and have fun with it a little bit.
And
Johnny Knoxville's really good.
The setting, that seems to be on point. Like being a little wokey, a little like self-indulgent. Like it seems like it should be that way.
Part of the joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess we haven't really seen a lot of movies or TV shows that are like about being on the set of making movies.
No, you don't really see any of that.
30 Rock,
That's about it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That was a movie.
Yeah. But, Nolan said, Reboot rocked. Blue NPCS.
Yes.
Took place on a computer. Giant purple cube would fall from the sky when the player would boot up a game. And if you got trapped inside, you had to beat the player. I'm just realizing it really ripped off Tron. I have no memory of that show.
It's a great show.
Well, anyway, yeah, if you're looking for something a little bit new or different that isn't out of the genre category, that's not a bad show.
I'm going to turn it on tonight. Yeah. I'll watch a couple of them tonight, but I do have to watch Andor tonight. Or I guess I can watch it tomorrow. Whatever. I'll watch it sometime, but I do want to see that.
Yeah.
Because I had seen
Paul
trailers.
Reiser is a goddamn national treasure.
He's good, isn't he?
He's so good and funny in this show.
I figured he'd be good at it.
Actually has some really good heartfelt moments, too. He's great.
Okay.
Remember how great Mad About You was?
Mad About You was so good.
We didn't talk about that earlier.
You know who I always get confused as a Paul Reiser is that, oh, shoot. What was the name of the song? It had, or not song, TV show. It was, oh, no. Why can't I think of it? It had Belky as one of the main characters.
Yeah, Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers. That guy, not Belky, but his cousin, I always thought was like Paul Reiser for the longest time because they look so similar.
They do.
That's all. That's all I had. Paul Reiser, man.
Standing tall on the wings of my something.
Yeah.
Rise and fall.
Oh, man, these sitcoms had the greatest songs of all time.
There was like a trumpet or a saxophone or like
yeah. Oh gosh,
that was set in Chicago.
It was in Chicago, yeah. That's why I always remembered it because I could remember the skyline. I remember like as a kid going to Chicago very infrequently, but I remember doing it, and it was such a big deal to me. And then seeing it in a TV show, I was like, this has got to be the greatest show of all time. And Belky Bartokomous, man. He was my favorite.
Oh, wow. You pulled that name right up.
That's his name. That's his cousin.
Well, I think that's all we got.
Cousin Larry.
Yeah.
What a great show. Yeah, that's all we got. We're over time.
We got nobody listening anymore anyway.
All right.
Sorry we screwed up the beginning. Hopefully that's not a problem.
Yep.
For Snarf Talk this week, I've been Chris.
I am Jerry.
See ya.